Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Dusty Trails and Drone Tales. I'm Dan, your host, and today we are at Adair's Wilderness Lodge just outside of Sussex, New Brunswick, and we're going to participate in the Sussex Valley ATV Club 14th annual President's Run. So today, co-pilot Doug is with us. His nephew is here as well, and we've got You forgot to say hi, Mom. Isn't that what everybody says when they get on camera?
Hi, dear.
So yes, we're going to participate in the 14th annual President's Run here at the Sussex Valley ATV Club. It's a marked run, so you do it at your own pace. So basically follow the signs. They've got a wicked prize pool here as well. And from what we've seen so far, it's a pretty good turnout. So let's get loaded up and on the trails and see what the organizers have in store for us. So we are off like a herd of turtles. We've got 6 machines in our group today. Like I said earlier, it is a ride at your own pace marked run. So our friend Jeff, that you remember from a past video, who took us around Sussex last summer, he's with us. A couple of his friends. We've got co-pilot Doug and a friend of his. Then, of course, there's me and Doug's nephew, who's got his own machine. So all in all, that makes 6 machines for our group today. So basically, we're just following the signs today, and the planned route is between 80 and 90 kilometers. So we do have Ride Command turned on today, and we'll be... If everything works like it's supposed to, we're going to have a GPX file for you to share, and I'll give you our email address at the end of the video. And if you wanted to do this run, you can follow the GPX. Just make sure that you understand that sometimes we do make mistakes, and that. The run might not be actually perfect, but we do the best we can to give you a good GPX file. So, I think I saw the map of the planned route posted on Facebook yesterday, and it does encompass quite a bit of the trails that the Sussex Valley ATV Club manages. Volunteers have been out the last couple of weeks, getting the trails ready, clearing away debris from the winter blowdowns and stuff. They've also been posting prizes. There's like a $500 cash prize donated by one sponsor. There was quite a few prizes on the table when I went in to register, and they're also doing a 50-50 draw. There is a cost to register if you decide to come next year, but that registration gets you out on the trail and gets you into the prize pool. So I think all in all, it's going to be a pretty good day. We drove up, the 3 of us, from St. Martin's this morning, and we met Jeff and friends here at Adair's. We had a good run up, and as we came by, the trailhead, or the trail club has a parking area and whatnot. That parking lot was full, and there was quite a few machines at Adair's. I would say, if I had to guess, I would say there's probably a couple hundred machines out today. Sussex ATV Club has some great trails in the province, and people come from all over to ride these trails. So it's a well-attended event with a great prize pool, and I think it's going to be a fun day. So stay with us for the ride, and we'll bring you along with us as we go. And maybe even if the weather cooperates and we get some scenic spots, we'll throw a drone in the air and get you a few aerial shots or two. Adair's, and we started out on Trail 3403. We're still on Trail 3403 right now, and we're crossing the Fundy Trail Parkway, which begins at St. Martin's. There's a section of it that goes all the way up to Sussex, and then from Sussex you can continue on just shy of Adair's all the way to Alma. It is vehicle traffic only, of course, so ATVs and side-by-sides aren't allowed on the Fundy Trail Parkway. But if I do remember correctly, I think 3403 is the trail that'll take us down to Big Salmon River. There's an old bridge there, an old road, and a great swimming hole and picnic spot. So I'm going to double check on the maps to see if that is where it goes and get back to you here shortly. We are still on Trail 3401, and I did double check, and this is the trail that will take us to Big Salmon eventually. We're going to turn here onto 3407 as they have the run marked out, which sort of heads towards Shepparton Road. Or actually, looks like we're gonna cross the Fundy Trail Parkway again. It's coincidentally enough, 3401 is also known as the Bunny Trail, and it has the Bunny Trail covered bridge on it. So the Sussex Valley ATV Club, for some of their bridges, they have sea cans that they use as covered bridges. They've kind of put a facade on some of them to look like the covered bridges in the area. And I think they're the only ATV club in the province that has such a thing. So, like I say, we just turned off Trail 3401. Now we're on Trail 3407, crossing the Fundy Trail Parkway again. Looks like traffic is pretty dead on the parkway today. This is a rain or shine event if you do plan on attending next year. And judging by the number of machines that are out now, I would say that the rain doesn't seem to deter a lot of folks from doing this run. It is quite popular, and if you are coming to plan a couple of days here and stay overnight, Adair's Wilderness Lodge has cabins for rent there and rooms, but book early because they do book up quite quickly. I did see license plates from Prince Edward Island today. No doubt we're going to see some Nova Scotia plates today. And all in all, it's a cloudy, gray day. 30% chance of showers, but I think it's still going to be a good run. So we're on Trail 3411. And one of the good things about the Sussex Valley ATV Club is you can go from rocky and muddy to old, somewhat rocky gravel road. Some of them a bit different terrain. as you know, you would experience down in Charlotte County, where I'm based out of in the winter. Where Charlotte County is a lot of old rail bed that's fairly well maintained, but you know, this is a decent old gravel road. They've done some cutbacks on it recently and widened things up a bit. And on these old roads, you can move along at a fairly decent pace. So yeah, a lot of something for everybody around here, and tons of machines out. Lots of people stopping over over on the sides for snacks and whatnot. I can't remember a time when I've done this trail 3411, so we're doing some new to us trails today, and hopefully you're enjoying the ride so far. So we got a bit of a steep incline here with some rocks, so everybody's just going up one machine at a time. So let's see how the Ranger does. Here we go. Going up one at a time on this kind of terrain is probably not a bad idea, you know, so you're not kicking up rocks onto the person behind you and whatnot. And in case somebody has to stop part way up, you know, it's reducing the chances of somebody rear-ending somebody. And now we've got a steep descent on the other side. Machines going down one machine at a time, and you know, be kind to your belts if your machine is belt equipped, and shift into low range coming up and going down, and that way there you can use your engine brakes coming down and get a little extra traction and not tear up the trails going up. So we're coming down this incline here. Very markedly different terrain than what we experienced down in Charlotte County. Definitely lots more hills than what we normally drive on down there during our fall and winter season. And we're getting into spring here finally. Nice to see some leaves coming out on the trees after a long winter. Definitely not the worst winter we've had. Definitely not the winter that we had like 10 years ago where we got 9 feet of snow that winter. But, you know, we're also getting into pollen season. When I came out this morning, and I noticed a layer of green pollen all over the Ranger. So spring is finally here, and looking forward to getting the machine out and bringing you guys some more content. Keeping an eye out on some club runs in different areas that we haven't been, just to not bring you the same old content every time. So you know, stay tuned and keep watching. It really helps out the channel. We've crossed the 250 subscriber mark, which is great. And our first goal is to hit 500 subscribers. So, you know, keep watching, keep subscribing, and help get us there. we're on snowmobile trail number 31. Just saw a sign back there. It's 31 heading west. So we're off the Quad NB managed trails at the moment, but so far the signage has been great. Keep us on track. All the traffic is moving one way, which is another great idea, so that you don't have to keep pulling over to let opposing traffic go by and vice versa. So hats off to the organizers of Sussex Valley ATV Club 14th annual President's Run. If you're watching, great job on the signage, and also great job on the one-way traffic idea. I like it. It keeps the traffic flowing, and you know, it's one big loop. We're gonna come to a barbecue at some point as well, and you know, other clubs take note. The one-way traffic really works well. So just a little update. We have turned off trail 31, which is the snowmobile trail, and now we're on trail 3406, which is coming by Walker Lake. And let's see here, 3406 will take us down to Big Salmon River. So it's a little bit of a long roundabout way to get to Big Salmon from what we've done in the past, but we're definitely doing some trails that we haven't done before. And you know, again, we've gone from nice gravel roads to rocky old roads. So it seems as soon as you cross the Reversing Falls Bridge coming from Charlotte County into the St. John ATV Club and the Sussex Valley ATV Club, you definitely get into some more rocky terrain and rocky trails. And I mean, by all means, not passable, but some areas you might want to wear a kidney belt, but that is part of the off-road adventure. So we'll link up again when we get near Big Salmon River. Okay, just coming up to the junction of 3406 and 3403, and now we're hanging a left onto 3403, carrying on again towards Big Salmon River. So this is definitely a trail that I've done before. Getting off Trail 18 between Sussex and St. Martin's, and coming through by Big Salmon River, and then looping back around, or staying on 3403 all the way to Adair's. And 3403 is where we started this morning, but there's a lot more loops and hoops to get through before we go back to Adair's. So once again, we will meet you again at Salmon River. And through the magic of television, here we are at Big Salmon River. Well, in reality, it was only about 5 minutes. So we'll make a little stop here for a minute, stretch the legs, and take a look around. So we made it to Big Salmon River, and in true springtime fashion, the river is flowing well today. Let's take a look around. Looks like the Snowmobile Club has built a new shelter here, which is a vast improvement over what they had. So let's go in and take a look around. Looks like a little bit of work left to be done on it, but all in all, not terrible. Well, the inside is definitely finished. Wood stove. Get yourself warmed up. Very nicely done shelter. So we'll go up and take a look from the bridge and give you some views from up there. So this is the Big Salmon River number 2 bridge. And if you take that trail down here on this, at the end of the bridge, great spot for a picnic or to take a dip and cool off in the summer. Well, it looks like we have a hole in the bridge, well marked at least. This would have been a public road at one time. Typical style of bridge you'd see here in the province. And you can see where over thousands of years the river has carved its way into the rock. Just an absolutely beautiful spot here to come for a picnic. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was the Big Salmon River area. And for this run, they did open up the gates a little bit today. And like I say, nice scenic spot, great spot to come here for a picnic and a dip to cool off. So let's keep on going and see where we end up now. So right now we're at the end of Trail 3403, crossing Trail 18. If you hang a left, you can go to Saddleback Falls and Mary Pitcher Falls. That takes you back towards St. Martin's. If you go right, that takes you back towards Sussex, but we're going to continue straight across Trail 18 right now and get on Snowmobile Trail 813. I think I've done this part a while ago with the Razor, I think it was. It's been a while. So the signage for the run says keep going straight here, so that's exactly what we're doing, and let's see where we're going. So we just came to the end of trail 813, hanging right on Sheppity Road. Sheppity Road goes from Hammondvale, which is off of Route 111 between St. Martin's and Sussex, and it goes all the way to Adair's Wilderness Lodge and beyond. So let's carry on Sheppity Road a bit and see what trails they have us turn off on next. The signs have been really good so far. Nobody's gotten lost. We haven't made any mistakes yet. So we've been following the signs, and so far the going's good. Would be great if we would get a shower or two this afternoon, because that would keep some of the dust down. We were supposed to get some showers today, but those have been holding off so far. Well, we weren't on Sheppity Road very long until we saw some red arrows on a white background to turn off. So we may have been on there for 3/4 of a kilometer, about half a mile for you US folk. And this looks to be like potentially another snowmobile club trail perhaps, or just a road, but according to the maps, looks like we're going to be, we just passed the old Meeting House Cemetery. Interesting. Looks like we're going to be heading back towards managed trails here in about 2 or 3 kilometers. Okay, after a quick little stop by the peace officers, we've turned on to trail 3410, and it looks like we have arrived at the barbecue. So let's stop in and see what's going on, and maybe grab some food while we're here. All right, so we just had our barbecue break. Everybody's getting strapped in and ready to go. Really well attended run this year for sure. Burgers were good. Lots of barbecue sauce the way I like them. Reasonably priced, and all the proceeds go back to the club, so it's all good. So now we're going to carry along trail 3410 and see where the next turn is, and hopefully not get lost. Okay, so we're about to hop on the trail 3409 here, following the red and white arrows. And this is, wait for it to come into view, Listen Settlement Road, according to my Quad MB map app. So let's take 3409 for a while and see where the next turn is. And really good going so far. We've had a mix of mud, we've had water, we've had dust, we've had rocks, we've had gravel roads. We've had it all today and still no rain. So see the cloud of dust ahead of me because Jeff and his two friends are leading the pack with their machines. And Doug and his nephew DJ are behind me. So we were kicking up a bit of dust today, so in true Dusty Trails and Drone Tales fashion, we've got our Dusty Trails on the checkbox today. So keep with us, and we're getting there, folks. The magic of television, we have wrapped up our stint on Trail 3409, and now we've turned on to Trail 3415. And I honestly can say I've done a lot of trails in this area, and there's a lot of trails that are brand new to me today. So Sussex Valley ATV Club definitely has an extensive trail network. You could easily spend a couple of days down here in the area. If you're a traveling ATVer and you're into ATV tourism, spend a couple of days here. There's lots of scenic lookouts and lots of trails to explore, and really you could go probably for a couple days and barely do the same trails twice. So definitely well worth the trip here. It's just a short jaunt from St. Martin's for us. About an hour we're from St. Martin's to Adair's, and it's a good spot to come get a meal too and explore some trails. So I was just looking on the map here while we stopped for a bio break. 3415 takes us by the Friar's Nose, so we'll probably stop at the Friar's Nose for a bit of a lookout and catch up with you there again. to the left here is the lookout area for the Friar's Nose. It's quite congested, so we're just going to keep on going straight through. There's already quite a group here, and not really room for another group of 6. And if I remember right, the Friar's Nose is a bit of a walk up there. I don't think you want to take the machines up there, and I'm pretty sure we brought you the Friar's Nose in a past video, so not really missing too much. But right now we're just descending down from the Friar's Nose on the same trail we've been on for the past few minutes. So we just did a little stint off the managed trails, followed the signs, of course, and now we've turned on to Trail 3401 into one of the nice tight gates. And they're supposed to be set at 72. I'm 64 inches, and I cleared just fine and didn't scrub my mirrors this time, which is great. So let's see what this little stint on 3401 has in store for us, shall we? we're still on trail 3401 and we just turned on to Long Settlement Road. The roads have been pretty good. They seem to have survived the winter fairly well, and so we just came by some houses and whatnot, maybe camps, cottages, whatever. And 3401, like I say, is Long Settlement Road, which looks like it's going to take us to the intersection of Trail 3409. So let's see if we're going to end up staying on 3401 or branching off onto 3409 once we get up there. There's probably 6-7 kilometers or so to go before that intersection. I could be wrong because I'm not really great at scaling maps, but could be less, could be more. But let's follow this Long Settlement Road, shall we? So we just finished our stint on Trail 3401. Just came by Plastic Palace, which is a shelter. Not exactly sure how it got the name Plastic Palace, because it is made of wood with regular windows and a regular roof. Doesn't seem to be made of plastic. Maybe once upon a time there was a plastic shelter there. I don't know. I just go by the names. So now we've hung a left on Trail 3409 again, which is going to end up at Trail 3402. So 3402 will take us to the Creek Road. I'm assuming we're going to probably turn a left at up here, and then Creek Road is the road that goes by Adair's. So looks like we're almost done with the run. So rather than turn left on Trail 3402 towards Creek Road, looks like the portion of Creek Road that would go towards Adair's isn't managed trail. The planners had us turn right onto 3402 instead, and now we're heading towards Bear Lake. So we're still on, I should say, Trail 3402, and we're about to hang a right here on good old Shepherdie Road. Quite a few machines ahead of us here. And now we're back on Shepherdie Road for a little bit, and let's see where we're going to end up now. Looks like we've caught up to Jeff and crew. They did get a little bit of a head start on us the last time we made a little bit of a pit stop. So there are the three machines you may or may not be able to see in front of us. And so yeah, we're on 3402 Shepherdie Road. We turned off 3402 onto Shepherdie Road. There are sections of Shepherdie Road that are managed trail. This is not one of them, so they must have had a usage permit in place for today. So let's see which direction we're heading on 3402. Okay, so we're on Shepherdie Road, heading back towards Trail 3401 again. So we're on Shepherdie Road still. Part of Shepherdie Road turned into 3401. 3401 just peeled off to the left. So now we're on the portion of Shepherdie Road in a dust cloud because there is some pretty heavy traffic right here. This section of Shepherdie Road is Trail 3410. And I wonder where they're going to have us turn off next. Looks like we're going to be on this all the way to Adair's. Yep, there's the cover. Can't even speak now. There's the paved bridge. Oh no! Instead of staying on 3410, we're going to turn left onto the snowmobile trail, which is 31. Alright, let's see where this takes us, because I can't say that I've done this part of trail before. So, just back to give you a little update. I'm looking down at my maps here, and this is Trail 31 if you're a snowmobiler in the winter. However, I'm also seeing that this is an ATV managed trail, and it's Trail 3481. Can't say that I've done 3481 before, so be interesting to see where this comes out. Looks like a great road so far, though. If I had to guess, we are going to link up on Trail 18 here eventually. Just looking ahead on the map. So, yep, we're going to head to Trail 18 now, it looks like. Unless they turn us off somewhere else. So just as I suspected, Trail 3481 ends at Trail 18. So it kind of goes between 3410 and whatnot. So Trail 18 takes us back towards Adair's. Trail 18, you can start on it down at the St. John ATV Club trailhead. It'll take you all the way through like Ryan's Farm, Quaco Road, or I think some of it's Quaco Road. You'll end up on the Town Plot Road, cut across by Wood Lake, And then once you cut across by Wood Lake, then you can carry on Trail 18 all the way to Sussex, and you'll eventually end up where we are right now. So, in case you're wondering, 2-digit trail numbers are provincial trails, and 4-digit trail numbers are local trails. So, Sussex Valley ATV Club, for example, is Club 34, so all their local trails start with the number 34. So right now we're on Provincial Trail 18, and I'm assuming heading back towards Adair's, unless they have some other turnoffs in store, but let's find out. We're coming up to a bridge here. This is a brand new bridge. Sure looks like it. That may have been the bridge on 18 that's been washed out for a number of years. So if somebody from the Sussex ATV Club is watching, by all means, drop us a comment in the comment section to let us know if that is the new replacement bridge, or are we still going to hit a detour and have to go around the washed out bridge. Okay, just figured it out. This is the new Crow Brook Bridge. Ever since I've been ATVing up this way, this section of Trail 18 was closed because the bridge had washed out. So I bought my first ATV, I want to say in 2021. When we first came up to Adair's, the trail was closed at that time. So here we are, 2025. Looks like we got a brand new bridge up on that section of trail, which is awesome. So Trail 18 looks to be open the whole way through to Sussex again, because we did have to detour around. And if I remember correctly, that 3481 trail was the detour for 18 while the bridge was out, and then you ended up taking 3401 and then loop back down to Trail 18. So no more detour, it looks like. Looks like the Trail 18 is open for business all the way from the trailhead on the St. John ATV Club all the way to Sussex. Well, we made it back to Adair's Wilderness Lodge, all 6 machines, all made it in one piece. So that's going to wrap things up for us today on this episode of Dusty Trails and Drone Tales, where we covered the 14th annual Sussex Valley ATV Club President's Run. It was 91.5 kilometers. We do have a ride track available. So if you would like a GPX of this file, or a GPX file of this run, I should say, email us at dustytrailsandDroneTales@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to send you a copy if you would like to do this loop. Like I say, it was all one way, great loop. Didn't really see much of the same stuff twice, if anything. And hats off and special kudos to the Sussex Valley ATV Club for organizing the run. Everything was well signed. The one-way traffic is well appreciated because, you know, there is no having to stop and pull over for opposing traffic, which is wonderful. So they did a fantastic job. They had a great prize pool here. The barbecue was well done. So hats off to you guys for making this an enjoyable event. We know that's not an easy task, so you know, you guys have put a lot of work into this and it shows. So until the next time, folks, keep everything rubber side down. May your trails be dusty and your drones stay airborne, and we'll see you again.